My name's John Fuller. I'm currently relaxing in the home that I now abide. I'm sitting here and I want to just, I suppose, talk about my life and what has been, what it's become, what it is now, where I hope to go, where I hope not to go. I'm 37 years old. I live in New Hampshire, grew up in Mass, which I'm grateful for. Mass is pretty sweet. I'm the second born. I'm one of 8. Mom and dad each had 3 boys and 3 girls, and they divorced and each had a boy around the same time. Moved around a lot as a kid. I can't really ever say any one place was my home. People ask, where did you grow up? It's like, well, I grew up in Mass. It's like, well, where? It's like, well, Littleton, Groton, Medford, Harvard, Westminster, and then, all sorts of different spots. So I never really did good in school, probably because I was more worried about making friends and if anyone liked me opposed to actually learning anything. So school was never really my best asset, or whatever you want to say. I'm not really good at words, as you can see already. I'm going to do my best, though. And another thing I can tell you is I'm very, very bad at dates and times. The time right now is 10, and I tell you that because of my watch, but other than that. So, like I said, I grew up moving around a lot. My grandparents had a farm stand in Littleton, Mass, where now a police station sits. Thank you. I always felt alone growing up. I always felt by myself, and that seems weird growing up in such a big family, but I always looked up to my older brother, he's only like a little over a year, maybe a year and a few months older than me. He was born 83, I'm 85. But it was weird because he never really cared to have me around. And then I had 3 sisters under me, and then there was a boy, Josh. And so I was always looking up to him, trying to hang out with him. He never wanted me around. I eventually made a really good friend named James, whom I miss dearly, but he has twins now. He lives in Florida, and he's got an impeccable story all on his own. I'm so proud of him beyond my own beliefs. But so I grew up being pretty lonely. Parents were busy. Dad was always gone truck driving. I don't have many memories of my dad growing up. The memories I do have were very fun. I mean, it was us driving around the woods and me driving this shitbox truck. It was a good time, but the older I get, I realize all the memories I have of my dad having fun, and he was drunk. And, which is okay. He's a really fun guy, and I'd hang out with his friends. They were all drunk. Try to hang out with my brother, never wanted me around. Was shy, fat in school, never really was much of a ladies' man. I know it's hard to believe I'm really fucking handsome now. Maybe I'm not. I'm very scattered-brained, as you could probably see already. But that's okay. So, moving forward, did bad in school, barely ever went to school. I would say my parents were more or less friends, where they never told me what to do. I always kind of made my own decisions. So that being said, I went to school when I wanted, which was not very much. Very little at all, because I just didn't like it. It wasn't the thing for me. Didn't think anyone liked me. Older brother didn't care about me, never wanted me around. Time goes on. I had a lot of fun times with James, which was awesome. We never even went to the same schools, and we're still friends today. You're lucky to have one great friend. So as time went on, middle school came along. I started skateboarding, and then, I acquired some friends with that. Brother was a skateboarder. He was always much better than me. at most things, pretty much everything. And that's okay. So the time I actually started to bond with my brother, which is something that I just started to realize, is that when I started smoking weed. And when I started smoking weed is when my brother seemed to be okay with hanging out with me. It was a little rusty at first. And next thing you know, we started to have this friendship, which was pretty cool. But the thing I've realized is that it was all based around drugs. So boom, here we go with the drug story. I'm a complete addict to every avenue I could ever imagine. I want everything now. I wanted it yesterday, and I want more. I always want more. I didn't even recite anything I'm doing right now because I want instant gratification, and I want to do it now. I'm spontaneous. I don't plan. I'm not into planning. It doesn't work for me. You know, counselors and therapists says, "Oh, John, you need to plan." Well, guess what? It's not happening. I'll plan my next job that's a week away, but that's it, because I can't guarantee you that I'll be around the next week with the way that I live. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, drugs. Here we go, drugs again. Drugs have completely annihilated my life to every degree. You know, I had this bond. You know, I watched a few videos, and I've come to realize that I never really had parents that were that close, I guess, or that around, or really gave me the attention that I needed. And so once I discovered drugs, they were always there for me. You know, they're always there when I needed them. They never let me down. They did everything they say they were going to do. And they even did things they said they weren't going to do, like completely destroy my life, or say I was going to be addicted, or say that I'd have to do anything to have them at any times, that they'd be the most important thing in my life over anything. They become your God. You know, I haven't seen my daughter in 3-4 years. Why? Drugs. I'm looking at a prison sentence right now. Why? Drugs. I have 7 felonies under my name. Why? Drugs. Would I normally do these things sober? I would never do them. And I look at all these things like, what kind of filthy, rotten piece of shit can I be to do these kind of things? I would never do them sober. And here I am sitting here telling you, and it sucks ass. So now, like, the first time that I ever really got in trouble, I was basically a felon. I never got a chance. I had a drug problem, you know, and I stole a bunch of shit, and next thing you know, boom, labeled, felon, thrown in jail for a year. Boom. Well, thank you. Good luck, and hope felonies work for you. And so now I'm a piece of shit. As far as I'm concerned, that's how I feel about myself. And did I deserve them? I suppose. It makes life a lot harder. I mean, I guess it's caused me to push a lot stronger too. But I feel like I'm less than others. I'll tell you that. Anywho, so after weed, I've tried a bunch of drugs, but then I discovered opiates. And opiates really took me a run for my money. I realized I really liked them. They made me feel really good. And then I realized I couldn't live without them, because they said that I couldn't go without them without suffering. So I decided I don't like to suffer. So I figured I'd give everything I had into something that just treated me like shit. It's a horrible relationship. I ended up I destroyed my life because of pills in the beginning. And it sucks. I blew every penny I've ever had. I've ruined every friendship, relationship. Thankfully, my mother never let me go amongst all the shit I've been through. She was always there for me and loved me. And that's really important to me. And the worst part now is she's not around. And everything that I've been reading about addiction and all these other things, how we all get labeled that we're pieces of shit, so on and so forth. The one thing that we need is to be loved. We need to be connected. As they say, the opposite of addiction is connection. And my mom always loved me. And she's not here. And that's hard for me. And it seems to be hard on most of my family. She seemed to be the one that would at least get us all together for holidays. Dad moved to Florida. He's gone. Sister's in Vermont. Other sister. I mean, they're all relatively close, but we're all fucked. My whole family's addicts, other than the one brother that has a different dad. He's in Japan. Very proud of him. So, I started with the pills. Went through a relationship on the pills, which, as you can imagine, it didn't really go that good. And once it ended, I'm like, why could this have ever happened? Well, obviously because it was fucking shit to begin with. So once that happened, I decided to stick a needle in my arm. And let me tell you how well that worked out. It didn't. Didn't work out good at all. And that's when I got all the felonies, after I did all that stuff. I thought it was a great idea because my life sucked and I didn't really care anyways. Turns out it wasn't that bad. It only got a lot worse. And then I had a whole nother demon to overcome. And then I just did as much drugs as I could. Never died. Forever. I have died quite a few times, but I always seem to come back, so God must have something for me. Did I mention how old I am? 37. Yeah. It's funny, with all the drugs and everything I've done, it's almost as if I've started looking better. The older I got, like, people actually look at me now. Girls have some kind of interest. Not that, but I'm all washed up and beat up and high mileage now. I have nothing really to give you. Not yet, anyways. I've been sober almost 5 months. I don't know why I felt so compelled to talk today. I guess it's because I don't have to work today. And I'm so used to constantly doing something. And I always have to do something. I can't sit still because it's just my mind. I feel like there's always something that has to be done, and I'm afraid to sit alone. But I'm sitting alone, making this video, because it's something that's been on my mind. What the hell is that shadow? You see that? I don't know. My brain's... There it is again. Is that my watch? Or is it wind? Maybe something. I don't beat to the same drum as other people. I push against the tide, just kind of the way I am. It has its ups and downs, let me tell you. I'm a hard worker. Just got a Cash App thing come up, whatever the hell that is. I'm doing this on my phone because my computer doesn't seem to like to take good video. I'm sure half this stuff is nonsense, but that's neither here nor there. Where was I going with this? Oh, so God has been there the whole time for me, though. If I can say there's one thing that's ever helped me is knowing that there's a God there. And God is somebody I met in multiple different ways, but the first time that I realized that there probably was a God is when I got bailed out of jail. Okay? And interestingly enough, I got arrested. I was on probation. I went to jail, and I met this kid who had went to this Christian program while I was in there, and he had just did a year at the program, and the program was kind of upset that they still made him serve time, and they don't know why God would want that of him, but he met me in there, and let me tell you, I had, there was something within me that wanted God so bad, I just didn't know how to obtain it or where he was or how to find it. Well, I met this kid, Tim, who has a very similar lifestyle and background as me in there, and he told me about his mansion, and it really sparked my interest because of what it had done for him. And there was something in his eyes that I wanted. I didn't know what it was, but like, he has this peace, he has this happiness, he has this drive, he has this kindness about him. He just seems so right and so on. such a good kid, all right? He's such a great kid, and he still is, and he's doing really good, and I'm very proud of him. Through all the things I've done, I feel shame, and shame just wants me to sit in misery and darkness and get in the corner and go shoot drugs again. Well, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm so over it. It's fucking difficult to live where I'm at, and for all of you that have never had these problems, it's not easy. And you can sit there and shame us and say, why would you do that or this and that? Well, let me tell you something. Go try it and then tell me how easy it is to let go. It's not easy when it's the only thing that you know for a long time. It's very difficult. I'm not trying to get angry. Okay, I know it's really hard to understand why somebody want to stick a needle on their arm to make themselves feel good and be happy because they maybe have never known it. Okay? I'm an addict to the friggin' max, all right? I smoke butts. I vape. Drink coffee multiple times a day. I drink energy drinks non-stop. I just can't stop anything. So, does it come from a long line of addicts? Probably. I have to say both my parents were addicts. I'm not going to sit there and tell you how or why. And that's okay. They were parents. I'm a lousy parent. I haven't seen my kid in long enough, but I still pay child support. And I feel as if I'm in a position I don't even deserve to see her. All right? I don't deserve to see her because of the things I've done. Does God believe that? Probably not. Do I believe that? Yeah, I'm a pretty hard critic on myself. It's hard to love me. It's really hard. So, the kid I met in jail, he let me use his phone in jail, okay, because you get your own little numbers or whatever, and if you don't have money, you can't call anyone, and usually nobody knows you're in there unless you can call somebody, and they make it really hard to get out of there. But anyways, by the grace of God, I met Tim. Tim let me use his digits on his phone. I made a call. Mom begged Dad to bail me out. Probation never got the paperwork. I got allowed to bail out. I got my way into his mansion, the Christ program. Stayed there for a year. Changed my life for a long time. And I still have God within me. Moved forward. Moved to Dover. Hence where I am now. It's where I live now, and I love it out here. It's been a great opportunity. I started working for myself. Started my own little tile business. Did pretty well. Had all the things I thought I'd never have. Got a girlfriend. That didn't go so good. Can't blame either of us. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Had a sweet motorcycle. Started doing meth. Was clean from dope for a long time. I started doing meth like I thought it'd be okay. Well, let me tell you, didn't work out very good. Within a year, my brand new Harley, truck, girl, place, sobriety, mental clarity, happiness, clothes, everything I had, gone. Every single thing that I've had is gone. When I finally made it to rehab, after my truck burnt down, which is my sobriety date, December 10th, with all my tile tools in it, almost my clothes, a lot of my belongings, pretty much almost everything I had, burnt up, and I made it to rehab with just the clothes on my back. That's it. I had nothing. Once again, starting over with nothing. And I've done this multiple times. For whatever reason, I guess I enjoy chaos, and I like to start with nothing, and I love adversity. Well, I don't. I'm sick of fighting for it all the time. Well, I don't know why I can't just do the right thing all the time. As soon as I'm unhappy, I want that bond. The only thing that's always been there for me that I can trust was drugs, but that's a lie. The thing that's always been there is God. God's always been there for me. I just have to look up for him. So I'm sitting here now in this home that God blessed me with. I was supposed to get another place. The guy turns out said on my way to pay the deposit, basically checked my record and said I couldn't live there. So I was kind of upset about that. I don't really have the best record. So I got a hotel room, and that night I found a new listing, and here I am. I found a place 100 times better. I'm beyond grateful. I have horses outside. It's peaceful. I'm at peace. I work for a very great guy who has been one of the biggest blessings. And God blesses me in every single way, but there's always one thing that's bothering me, is the things in my past. And the unknowns that I don't know about right now. Am I going to go to prison? I don't know. I'm in a lot of trouble. You know, and it seems most counties are okay with just leaving it where it's at. And this other one doesn't seem to really want to be so graceful with just giving me probation and whatever. But I don't know what God's plan is for me. But I can say my life is good right now. It's really good. I got boots on my feet. I got a sweater on my back. I got money in my pocket. I have good friends. Got good connections. I've repaired ruined relationships. I've made a lot of amends. But my goal of this video is that I want people to have an understanding of like what it is to be an addict. It's really hard, especially when you're labeled. And in this country, we're labeled in such a way where we're just outcasts and nobody understands us. And why do they do it and this and that? Well, nobody knows the backstory. You know, the backstory of what got us here. You know? And there's nobody to blame but ourselves. But if you're never taught any other way, or somehow things present themselves in different ways, we all have a different path in life, you know. I don't wish this path or this life on my worst enemy, because it sucks. It's never easy. And I'll tell you, my addiction's over there doing push-ups right now, and he wants me back every second he can get me. And I just go like this, you know, like, I don't want you. And anytime he keeps trying to do it, I'll just pray, like, please just help me. I don't want to do this anymore. Get away from me. Stop fucking with me. And of course, he'll never quit, ever. So I have to continue to make my best step every single day. I have to wake up, put on my big boy pants, lace up the boots, go slay some tile, get wicked irritable, smoke tons of butts, drink coffee, and go home. Maybe go to the gym, maybe go to a meeting or whatever. Maybe talk to a friend. If I'm lucky, somebody will call me and text me. Which I can tell you in my addiction, I didn't get very many calls or texts or anyone actually seemed to actually give a fuck about me. Is this video any good? I don't know. Will anyone like it? Beats me. Do I feel okay talking about it? I do. I feel good talking about this. You know, a lot of people probably don't like me. A lot of people probably don't understand me. A lot of people might be jealous of me, which is really not that much to be jealous of. I would like to somehow help those who are not addicts yet, or kids in school to like hear my story, or I would like to somehow tell my story in such a way, maybe with some type of structure. As we can see, this isn't very structured, and I'm okay with that right now. There's a beginning to everything, and I'm pushing. I would like to help people not to become the person I've become, because this is not the life that anyone really needs to live, or nor even try. You can try it. Give it a shot. But it's something that will always be right there with you, fighting you the whole time to get you back. That's the problem with it. It's all fun and games until you can't run from it. And it's always right there. Whenever you have a bad day, he's right there telling you can have a better day. Well, I don't want those better days. I'm okay with not having a good day sometimes. I'm okay with not having to shove a needle in my arm anymore. It's stupid. And not to mention, you know, the damage that I've done to myself. I'm hurt. You know, I don't always feel that good. And it's because of what I've done to myself. I'm high mileage. Put a lot of miles on this body already. I've never been so easy on myself. Can't believe I'm alive. And sometimes I'm not really that happy about that, to tell you the truth. I'm not happy that I'm alive sometimes. I don't know why God doesn't want me yet. I don't know what his purpose is for me yet. I hope he somehow shows me, though. My name's John. Thank you for your time. If anyone even decides to watch it, I don't know. But thanks for listening. Maybe next time the video will be a little better. Maybe it'll be a lot worse. Maybe I won't care. Maybe I will. Who knows? I hope you have a great day. It's beautiful out there. Do something with yourself. Bye.